Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, so I'm going to teach you how to do a proper 4-gate.
Alright, dude, that would be amazing.
Oh shit, I got to turn off the sound on your stream. Alright, there we go. Okay, so start it up.
Alrighty.
Now, it's imperative that you get your gate at 12. I know just because you can technically get it at 13, it does not mean that you're actually moving faster. In fact, you're moving slower because when it comes down to it, you're still going to get supply block at a certain time. So
Right.
make sure that you get that down at 12. So you're going to open up normally, you're going to get your 9 pylon, then you're going to get your 12 gateway.
Okay.
We're going to do this no matter what race you're playing. At the gold level, you should be able to beat any race with a 4-gate.
Okay.
Okay? Don't feel pressured. If you screw up, I'm not going to yell at you.
Oh, I don't, it's fine.
You're not going to get it on the first try, but you did some things right there, but you did some things wrong. There's gonna come a point in time when you're gonna have a little bit of money, and you're gonna be like, wait, I should be building a pylon or something or doing something. Don't. Just go with it. All right.
Alrighty.
All right. So there is a little bit of a delay for me. Obviously, I can't see what you're doing in real time.
Right.
So yeah, get your 9 pylon, get your 12 gateway, get your 14 assimilator.
Okay.
And start scouting as soon as you drop down that 9 pylon. You drop the 9 pylon, you take your probe, and then you start scouting.
Alright, I'm gonna do a wall off since it is random.
Yep.
Okay.
You have not enough minerals.
Oh, you don't mind that I'm frashing this, do you?
No, I don't care.
Alright. Just curious. Alright. Hold on. Gateway up on 12.
You have not.
Yep. You get that up on 12.
Minerals.
And you only chrono your first 2 sets of probes. And then you
I
don't.
just did my third, I'm sorry.
You have not enough minerals.
That's okay. Just no more chrono. It's
Okay.
going to be all for your warp gate.
Right.
You have your assimilator? I don't see an assimilator.
I just started it.
Okay. And then you're going to get a 16 pylon.
Alrighty.
And then as soon as your assimilator is finished, you got to put 3 probes on it immediately. And then as soon as your gateway is finished, you get your cybernetics core immediately.
Right.
So your probe should already be in position for that.
Alright, he's moving.
Okay. And you're gonna pop out a zealot as soon as your gateway is finished, after your core is built
Alrighty.
or being constructed. So you're gonna get your zealot, and then you're gonna build another probe, but you're not gonna be chronoing anything. And then as soon as your cybernetics core is done, you should have approximately 100 gas. You're gonna get your warp gate research and 1 stalker, and then you're gonna chrono boost your warp gate.
Alright, so he walled off, so I'm assuming he's tearing, but let me just go up here to check. Yes, he's tearing. I'm gonna go put a pylon down.
Do not put a pylon yet, because
Oh,
that is
okay,
minerals
okay.
that you need. You have to wait. It's imperative. You cannot spend any money that you don't have right now.
Okay. And then continue probe production the whole time.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Once your stalker and your zealot is finished,
Okay.
then you're going to slowly work your way down towards that probe. You are not going to build a pylon yet. You're going to be probing up until you hit 24 out of 26. And then you're going to save all of your money until you have 450 minerals, and you're going to drop down 3 gateways at the exact same time. And do not ever stop chronoing your warp gate research.
Oh.
You cannot
yeah.
forget that. Okay?
Right.
Once those 3 gateways are down, then you can drop your proxy pylon down at the bottom base.
Okay, I'm just now started him.
Okay.
The Terran's seeing me, but that's fine. I'm just kind
That's
of
okay.
lesson at this point.
That's okay.
Should I build the pylon yet down here?
Yep, you build a pylon down where your 2 units are hidden.
Right.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and build
All right.
there's one right there. Never mind.
Yep. And if you want, you can build another stalker at this point. You should have like 2 supply to do whatever you want with. You can build the Stalker if you wish to do so.
I'm gonna wait just because the warp gate is almost finished.
Okay. A lot of players think that that's the best thing to do.
Right.
Unless it's just about finished, and that's fine. But I won't get into that with you right now. But that's near say.
Okay.
That's okay. So once it's all finished, your warp gates are warping in. Then you're gonna warp in 4 sets of units, and you're gonna wait until your second round of units against the Terran. And look at that, he's fast expanding.
So
go hit him now.
Okay.
Yep. Take your probe and put it on the edge of his choke so that your pylon will be able to warp in units at his choke as well. Okay.
So he's attacking my base too.
That's okay. Then don't warp in the second amount of units. Don't panic. Do not run back to your base.
Right.
Yeah, I can't see what you're doing right now. Okay, so you're gonna warp in 3 or 4 zealots at your
supply block.
main. Oh, you're supply block now. Okay,
Right.
that's all right. That's all right. So just buy as much time as you possibly can, and then when he gets close enough, take in all your probes and attack him, because that's all you really got at this point. It's a base race. You should still have a probe down at the bottom where his base is.
I'm gonna build a
you
nexus.
take that probe and you build a nexus. Yes, do it at his natural.
Right.
Cancel those 2 pylons. You need this. You're gonna need this mineral.
Oh,
Those pylons do
sure.
nothing for. And then get your ass in that base and start attacking SCVs and what. But do as much damage as you can with your probes against those units, because you want them as weakened or as dead as possible before you encounter them with the stalkers you have in his base now.
Right.
Okay. Kill those SCVs. Do not attack that command center, because those SCVs are going to fucking rape your stalkers.
My bad.
So do not focus fire on that.
Right.
You're taking damage for no reason.
Right.
Let him
probes pretty
float.
much clean
Doesn't
this
matter.
up.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And if you have any probes left, then you take them down to that nexus.
All right.
Then you take your stalkers over. Yeah, that's great. Look at that. Now take a couple of your stalkers, not all of them, and go over to where his command center was floating and start attacking that. How much minerals do you have right now?
I have 540.
Great. As soon as your nexus is finished, you drop down a forge, chrono boost out some probes, get 1 cannon, and then you're basically starting back at the beginning again.
Right.
But make sure you go over there right now and kill off that command center, or take over a couple of units.
Alright, I'm over here. He's using OP mules. He's trying to fly away again.
That's okay. That's okay. You just kill the mules. You kill a marine that comes out. You leave a couple of units at your natural to defend, because he does have a couple of units left.
But they're still in my
And then you
main.
just keep building probes. Yep.
Alright. Alright, he just made him leave, so I'm gonna take some units back to here.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that unattended. Yep, there you go. And once that forge is done, you get up a nicely placed cannon. Make sure it's in an area where he can't attack that Artosis
He's lagging
pylon
out.
without being... He's what?
He almost lagged out. Alright. You're right, that is Artosis. That is my bad. I need to replace that. That was terrible.
Yeah, you can't place that cannon in behind that pylon that far, because if you do, he's going to be able to have that...
Sweet.
There you go. There you go.
Sweet.
You won.
That was awesome. Very nice 4-gate.
The thing is well, it was good. Yeah, you did a good job. It definitely could have been much tighter, but that just comes with practice. And also against Terran, it's not the greatest, because Terran can do that, can wall up, and you have to know what you're doing in order to get into that base. But against Protoss, I've been seeing a lot of holes in your game. You're what you're doing is you have this mindset that just because I have the minerals, I'm going to build a pylon, or I'm going to build a gateway first, or I'm going to do this. You have to learn build orders. That's why.
Right.
Because technically you get out structures soon doesn't mean that you have the minerals and the income to be able to use those structures. You want to be able to use the minerals you have at that point in time, and not just kind of sit there with 3 or 4 gates and a robo and saying, okay, I have all these great structures, but I don't have enough probes to be able to use them with. So you got to know how to use your money at the beginning of the game.
Right.
You need to get your proper build orders down. I mean, doing what you do is going to get you into platinum, but it's not going to get you much further than that. So you really need to know proper build orders. You need to know. I've been watching your 3-gate robo. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, so all you need to do is just go on Team Liquid, search up a 3-gate robo. You have a dual monitor setup, I take it?
Yes, I
or
do.
of some sort. So all you need to do on one screen, put the 3-gate robo up on the screen, and then take it for face value. I mean, you're not a pro, you haven't been doing it forever, so you're not going to get it bang on.
Right.
But if you just use that guideline, trust me, you'll do a lot better doing a 3-gate robo if that's the way you want to go.
Which it is. I really love the 3-gate robo. It kind of counters everything unless you're getting rushed. But even then, you can still get the sentry out and you're fine.
Yeah. Another thing that you want to do is when you're playing a PvP, I notice that you're getting your zealot and then you're getting a sentry immediately.
Right.
That's not necessarily the right thing to do. When you're scouting, when he drops down his core or whatever, you have to look and see, does he have one assimilator or does he have 2 assimilators? If he has 2 assimilators, he's going to be getting a 3-gate robo, or he's going to be teching for Blink Stalker, or he's going to be getting DTs or some sort of gas-intensive build. If he only has 1 assimilator going and he's only doing that around the 19-20 supply mark, then you know that he's 4-gating you. If he's 4-gating you, getting that sentry will fucking kill you. You need to get out a zealot and then a stalker. The only time you rarely get sentry first is if you're playing up against the Zerg. Then it's imperative that you get your zealot, then sentry, because those Zerglings can come in. But
right.
you need to get out that zealot and stalker. Even if he is 3-gate roboing, getting out that zealot and stalker first is going to be able to give you a chance to harass, give you a chance to take map control, to pick off any probes that he may have around your base to do a proxy, anything like that. You can get your sentry afterwards, but getting your sentry as your second unit puts you behind because you're scared of a 3-gate robo or 4-gate him busting in, but it doesn't matter because by the time you get your sentry, whether it's your 3rd or 4th unit, his attack isn't coming until 6:45, 7.
That's a really good
7:30.
point. It's a really good
You know what
point.
I mean? So you don't need that sentry. That's 100 gas that you could be using to
it
get
just
out
got
2
sucked
stalkers.
into something, and
Exactly.
yeah. So that's
Absolutely.
true. It's like I'm spending the resources on something I need later.
That's exactly what you're doing, and it puts you behind. You may not think it just because you have 100 gas. It doesn't matter. You should do that 9 pylon, 12 gateway, 14 assimilators, 16 pylon, zealot as soon as your gateway is finished, warp gating your chronoing your warp gate, and getting out that stalker as soon as your Cybernex core is. If you do that, you get your 14 gas. You have your 3 probes on that assimilator. It will perfectly time out so that as soon as your warp gate or as soon as your Cybernex core is finished building, you'll have exactly 100 gas to get your warp gate research and your first stalker.
Nice.
That's how you want to open. Whether you're doing a 3-gate robo or you're doing a 4-gate or any other blink stalker, whatever build you're doing, that is the best way to do it. You don't want to use that gas, and you nailed it right on the head. You don't need that right now. That's just like if you have an extra 150 minerals, you don't need that second gateway right away because, well, you're not going to have the income to do 2 gateways and make units. You only need that 1 gateway for a while, and then that's kind of. But start off with that, like I said.
Right.
Go on Team Liquid, search the proper build times for a 3-gate robo, and then practice the shit out of it. I'm telling you right now, if you get 3-gate robo down and a 4-gate alone will get you to high platinum.
Right.
On any race, you could 4-gate your way to platinum, but you don't want to do what I did because that's what I did, right?
Right.
And
actually, that's how I got to gold in the first place. Was I was 4-gating, but you've seen how I was doing it, so.
Yeah. I mean, your 4-gate's okay, but it definitely you won't make it past a high platinum with that kind of 4-gate.
Right.
But that's something. Those 2 builds is basically the foundation of Protoss. If you don't know those 2 builds, you're fucked. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do that build or that build every game. You can be creative. You can go blink stalkers. You can get the Phoenix. Those are things that I'm trying to learn how to do. I'm obviously a little bit of a higher level than you are.
Right.
So I feel really pressured. It's good that you're doing this the right way now at a lower league. Not saying that top gold's low,
right?
But at a lower league,
no, it's low.
See, if I were to do these things on ladder, I get fucking punished for it because if my timings are not perfect, I lose the games. With gold and platinum and silver and bronze, if you can make little tiny mistakes, and then you can still win the game. at the Diamond Master League, if you make small mistakes, you die. There's no way to it. So practice those 2 builds, get them down, and you'll get the platinum within the next couple days, or even tonight.
Right. I was actually the reason I wasn't chronoing my warp gate is because when you were getting coaching, and this was against Zerg, which I just now thought about that. It wasn't versus Protoss, but he was saying, like, chrono those probes, don't chrono the warp gate. But, I mean, if I guess realize that since I am attacking so early as Protoss, that it does indeed need to be on the warp gate.
Yes, and you got to also realize what he said. When he said that, he was talking of taking things to the macro game, and it was with Zerg specifically. Mm-hmm. When I'm taking a game to the macro game with Zerg, I got to get out of that mainframe of chronoing your warp, go, 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 go. But then, just like how I told you and you told yourself, getting out that sentry first. Why get out that sentry when no attack is coming?
Right.
So why would I chrono my warp gate research when I'm not planning on pushing? When I'm not planning on being aggressive? Why not use those chronos on things that I need now, like getting those probes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
When you're doing PvP, you need to chrono out that warp gate research because PvP is garbage. You're going to either get 4-gated, 3-gate roboed, or proxied.
Oh my God,
those are the things right there. So you need to get out that warp gate research, whether you're doing a 4-gate, whether you're doing a defensive 4-gate, you need to be ready. You need to warp in those units. That cannot fuck up. So after you're done getting your 9 pylon, your 16 once you're done getting your first gateway, you're gonna chrono out your first 2 sets of probes. So chrono, getting 2 probes, chrono, getting 2 probes, and then saving every last bit. I have to get going. So
all right.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here. I have to get going.
Right.
But practice that. Don't overcommit on your chronos on your probes. As soon as your warp gate research finish, chrono your probes to shit. Just keep going with them nonstop. Right. That's great. But that first 7 minutes is so crucial that you need to get out that warp gate. You need to make sure that you're ready. And when you're doing your proxy pylon, I noticed that you jump the gun. As soon as you see their base, you chuck down a pylon. That's not how you want to do it because just like we just discussed, just because your proxy pylon's down there doesn't mean you're going to be warping in units. You know what I mean? Your warp gate research isn't finished. Your gates aren't finished. Why do that? And then if your pylon finishes and he scouts that and he goes down and kills it, that's going to fuck up everything for you because then you'll find yourself supply blocked.
And
when that pylon
money and everything.
And there you go. So now you nailed it. So you only want to drop your pylon.
Gone.
Yep, everything. Yep. So just be weary. Try to keep that first initial scout probe alive with all you've got. Do not lose that probe. If you have to and you scout and he's chasing you around with an SCV probe or drone, get it out of there, grab a tower, and then run back in when you can, get the information you need, and then get out.
All right. Sweet, man.
All right?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, dude. That helped a lot.
No problem. All right. Good luck. Have Batman.
All right, man. You too.
Peace.
Peace.